Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Melissa, and this is actually my first ever webinar with Roomvo, but hopefully you'll be seeing more of me in the future. Today, we're going to be introducing you to Roomvo's newest and arguably most exciting tool. Some of you I know are already using the Roomvo Pro app, but we've actually added a whole CRM into that app. It's completely free for Roomvo users, and it's built from the ground up for dealers just like you. So we're here to give you an inside look into the CRM and how it kind of works within that whole pro ecosystem to help you sell more. So we're going to keep this brisk, about 20 minutes of content, and then we're going to do the live Q&A. So I know some of you are already familiar with the Q&A function, but drop your questions in there as we go, and then we'll tackle as many as we can at the end. I did mention it as well, but we're recording this webinar, and so we'll be sending it to all of you by email after we're done. No worries if you have to hop off early, you'll still get access to all the good stuff. Okay, that's it for the admin stuff. So let's dive into things. I'm joined here by Jeff and Chad. So Jeff drives the product roadmap for Roomvo Pro, and he really focuses on turning feedback from dealers into features. Chad, on the other hand, he leads product marketing, and so it's his job to make sure that dealers like you are getting the most out of Roomvo. So I'll hand it off to you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Melissa. Most of you probably know us well by now, so forgive me if this is a little bit of recap, but I'm going to spend just 30 seconds on the highlights. Firstly, we have a network of over 7,000 independent dealers. There are 7,000 of you wonderful folks. About 250 manufacturers are supporting that whole network with their products. And that's a lot of people who we get to work with on a daily basis. If it's one of you, thank you. We appreciate it. It's so exciting to be able to build technology for you. We are powered by about 250 real people as well, and we're ready to hop on the phone whenever you need help. We're extremely proud of our customer service. We've had a few dealer customer service awards over the years, and that's what's most important. Dealer love is our number one priority. We know that your number one priority, on the other hand, not us, it is your customers. And so we need to make sure that we're building technology that your customers love. And we know we're doing that because millions and millions of people see your products in their own rooms with our tools. And it helps boost conversions by up to five times, which is pretty awesome. 500% seems like a good number. And the products that you sell have been visualized over 1 billion times. So I'm not just sharing those numbers to brag, although they're pretty awesome, I think. But it means that when so many folks are using the products and so many people are viewing your products in their homes using our technology, it means we're able to build technology that is as good as possible for you. And today we're here to introduce you all to Roomvo Pro's new customer relationship management, or CRM, features. As Melissa mentioned, we've built the CRM from the ground up for flooring and home improvement for that industry. And we worked with folks like yourselves to make sure it solves real problems. Now, what are those top problems that we're aiming to solve for folks like Poor Dealer? Now, if you're looking at this picture of this dealer and you're going, how did they get a picture of me? That's weird. It's actually just because the AI image generation robots have your likeness. So that is not a problem I can solve, but problems that we can solve are here in this list. Number one, leads are slipping away. We know that getting actionable leads is like the biggest focus for dealers like yourselves. You need the tools to engage everyone who comes in the door. The second is samples are disappearing. We've heard it time and time again. When sample boards for your top selling products walk out the door and don't return, it's not just annoying, it costs real sales. So that's a problem that we want to solve. And then finally, we hear that follow-ups fizzle out on a regular basis. Some research shows that 48% of salespeople never even attempt a single follow-up after first contact. That's almost half of people. That's a lot of money left sitting on the counter. I don't love to keep my money on the counter. You probably don't either. There's better places to have that money, and it's in your pockets. And so we want to make sure that folks are following up. We know there are a ton of reasons why reps aren't able to follow up, and we want to give them the tools to make that as easy as possible. So with those major problems in mind, we built 5 power tools into Roomvo Pro with the goal of creating the ultimate sales sidekick. That's what we've built. It's the ultimate sales sidekick. We've got lead and deal management, so you can see every deal at a glance. You're not asking around to figure out who's following up with who. It's got a live catalog with all your products from all the suppliers that you carry in your showroom. It's got a sample tracker to check out and track all of your samples. There's a visualizer. Of course, many people know Roomvo for the visualizer. Obviously, this is built into the tool natively. So your salespeople can pull out their phone and they can visualize products on the spot. And then finally, it's got automated reminders for both shoppers who, when they check out a sample, they get reminded that they checked out that sample and when they to bring it back. But it's also got reminders for your team members for tasks and things that they need to do. So those are the 5 power tools that we're going to show you. Let's quickly zip through what an ideal workflow looks like. Let's just say, oh, I don't know, Catherine O'Hara walks in to your showroom and is looking for help with a reno. Catherine's got questions. Sales associate picks their jaw up off the floor, seeing this amazing actor who I did have to introduce to Jeff, unfortunately, when I was making this slide deck. He did not know who Catherine O'Hara was. So let's forgive him for that, but we will not forget Jeff. So your sales associates chatting with Catherine O'Hara. She's got a product she really likes. They pull up their phone. They've got the specs for that product right on their phone, right in the Roomvo Pro app. While they're chatting, they're capturing quick notes. They are walking around the showroom. The sales associate can scan QR codes on sample boards, show those products right in Catherine's home. When they narrow in on a couple products that they like, the sales rep can quickly grab some info, check out the samples before she leaves the showroom. A few days later, Pro auto emails Catherine with a branded reminder. It's got your dealership there. It's got the products that she's checked out. It's got links to the visualizer so she can, again, quickly view that product right in her home. She comes back into the store, returns the sample, books in for measurements, and a few weeks later, you're installing new hardwood in a stunning Hollywood mansion. I think that would be pretty cool, but this is all conceptual right now. I think it's time that we flip it over to Jeff. Jeff, why don't you jump in and take us through a live demo of Roomvo Pro? And I'm going to stop sharing now.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chad. And hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. As you mentioned, I'm the product manager for Roomvo Pro, and I'm the one that is very eager to get your idea and feedback and turn them into reality on the platform. So I hope everyone can see my screen right now. So right now on this screen that I'm sharing, for those of you who are familiar, this is the Roomvo Pro dashboard. And a very sneak, exciting news, if you're not aware, the Roomvo Pro is also available on the App Store. So after this or during this, if you feel like you want to follow along, please feel free to just go on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, look for Roomvo Pro. You'll be able to directly download the app and log in as you usually would, and it will just be there for you on your mobile phone, on your iPad, or whatever device that you're using. So going back to the example that Chad was sharing, Catherine coming in, looking for samples, looking for renovation for her home. And in this case, we'll go from the start of the journey where she walks in and then we'll check out samples for her to having her information within the system and moving her through stages, going through step by step from start to finish to close out the deal. And so on here, if for those of you are familiar, you're able to go in and see the view as RSA if you're a manager, but for your sales team, when they log into the app, this is what they're going to see. They have a few options here on the screen where they can very quickly kickstart the visualizer. They're able to show them the catalog. They're able to manage the leads. They're able to check out and manage all the samples ordered right from here. And so we're going to start at the beginning when she walked in. We're going to pick out a few different products. So very naturally, you will go in and open up your product catalog. And pardon me, my Wi-Fi is a bit slow today. Let me just give it a quick refresh. But essentially, while this loads, this will open up the same product catalog that you have enabled on your Roomvo sites, on your assistant, and you're able to pick out a few products directly from here. So as you can see on this list, I have all the products from different manufacturers that I carried. And any of the products, I can click into it, and it will open up the PDP, the details page. So very quickly on your fingertips, your rep or yourself have all the necessary information about the product right on your fingertip. From here, the flow can go, hey, I want to see how does it actually look like in my own place. I can visualize the product directly from here, which will open up the visualizer right on the phone. Or, hey, I know I've made my mind. I want to check this sample out. At the bottom, you also have a button. Just say, hey, click add sample to cart, and boom, here it is. Sample has been added to cart. And you can repeat this process as many times as you want, pick out the products, walk around the showroom, and then you can also quickly pick products just from the side here as well. So you can pick a few. If some of you are more advanced user with Roomvo, you'll have the QR code staked on your samples as well. The app also directly scans the QR code. So for those of you who have the QR code, you can scan instead of typing and searching for the name, for the color, all the stuff. You can just scan and it will open up the PDP. You can do the visualizer. You can do the add sample to cart action right from there. So after we picked out a few samples, we might walk to the booth, do some checkout, collect some information. But wait, I actually have one more sample I wanted to check out, and I try to find those, and it's not actually part of the catalog that we have. But we don't have to worry about it because on here you see these random items on here because this is our demo account. But the idea is you're able to take a picture of anything that you want to check out, and then you can give it a name. So for you, you can go in and pick out samples that are not yet on Roomvo, but you can still check it and manage it. So after you have complete all the sample selection, you can click here to see all the samples that you have selected to the cart, and then you can continue to check out. And in here, this is where the first step of your whole lead management comes into play. Obviously, right in here, we have a bunch of email addresses and names. These are existing leads that came through from the online form, from the website and other places that goes into here. But Catherine, first time walking into the store, so we need to capture information right here. So we're just gonna do real quick. And then Catherine at leaftools.com, but because why not? Okay, now we'll take the address. Whoops, I already used it, phone number too many different times. There you go. And you can take the address, you can pick the country, and you can also leave some notes here about Catherine. And so right here, all of these notes, she is looking for something for her bedroom floor. There you go. And then you can pick in the source, you can pick in the customer type, and then you can create a lead right here. And so obviously being the demo account, there's some trouble here, but you get the idea. You capture the lead, you can pick and choose, and then you have the customer information right here. And so once everything looks good for you, you can also look into the return date. So if she needs a little bit more time or needs a little bit less time, you can update the time here. And this will help you because once the order is confirmed, we'll kickstart a whole automation process for you. And so right at that point, the customer will get an email automatically from us saying, hey, here's the summary of the order. Here's the return date. Here's all your information. And within the email, they will also have all the links necessary to visualize that specific product that they picked out. And so they don't have to go back and find the website and search for the name and then go to the visualizer and visualize that product. They can just click directly with that product from the email and start visualizing in her own place. And then afterwards, she'll also get email as a reminder, say, hey, this is 1 day before the sample is supposed to return to the store. If you need more time, please call this number, call Jeff. He'll give you extra few days just to make sure you're happy with the samples. And afterwards, we'll have the confirmation email as well, just to make sure everything is clearly communicated to your customer. So once she's back with the samples, right, now then you really start to work on the lead part of the thing. And so the whole flow, what Chad mentioned earlier, is the whole CRM system that we've built into place is now sitting in the leads page right here. So I'm going to continue to use Dan here as an example. So right here, you have a customer profile page. The name will be there, the email address, the phone number, the source, and also the address. So if Dan has an address on file, we'll also have an address here. So all of these are actionable. So if you're on the road looking through, hey, I'm around the area, I should go check out Dan's place, take some pictures of his place, put in the information. All of these are clickable. It will open up your Google Map. It will open up your phone. It will open up your email app so that you can always easily reach out. And as you're doing that, you'll also be able to leave notes on here. So you can have the note title, quick note. Dan likes dark brown floors. Okay. So you can save a note here and it will always be available. You also have the timestamp, and you also notice on the right-hand side, you have an activity timeline. So all of these will be recorded. So if I happen to call a day on vacation, Chad is covering for me. He has the history, he has the background and the context to know what's going on, as well as the task as well, right? So I need to follow up with Dan. And when should I need to follow up? I will follow up this Friday, 3 p.m., 3:30. And then I need to follow up to pick up the samples and measure the place. And then this will also get assigned as well. And again, I'm on the dealer demo account, so it doesn't show up, but you get a card here with the task. Everything will be recorded. And one new thing as we're speaking, just launched this week, is that the rep will get a reminder email of all the tasks that they are recorded to themselves. So every day when you start in the morning, you don't have to scramble around to find your sticky notes and everything. You'll get a clean email from us and say, hey, remember to follow up with Dan, remember to follow up with Melissa. And all of these will come in a nice packaged email for you. And then you can just check out the list as you start your day. On the side, you also have sample checkouts. So if Dan has checked out a sample here, you can directly manage it from here. So let me just pick and choose another one that might have a little bit more content within here. So there you go. So if this person has a lead, we have some history here with some tasks here. You can see the sample checkout has been done. You're also able to see the attachment here. And so everything will be recorded and right here for on your fingertips within the profile page. And you can start moving the leads through different stages from new to follow up to consultation, measure, quoted, and then finally you want the deal. And so everything that I've shown you here is live and active. It is completely free for you. And our goal is to collect as much feedback from you guys as possible and to make this even better, because we want to help you guys to close more sales, close more deals, and then eventually it will make all of us happy. And so I'm going to pause here. I know that's a lot of information. I'm going to pass the mic back to Chad, and then we'll go through a few more slides, and then we'll go in and answer questions. So back to you, Chad.
Awesome, Jeff. Fantastic. We've got some great questions in in the chat. So I want to quickly fly through this just to make sure that we have time to tackle those. Just very quickly, I wanted to touch on some success that we've had. Roomvo Pro has been live for a little bit, and we've had the honor of being rolled out across some customers like the Design House. Now, the CRM functionality that we're talking about today is brand new. Very, very few people have seen this before today. So the Design House hasn't actually, they've started playing around with the CRM stuff, but they haven't got there. But over the short period of time that they have been working with Roomvo Pro, they're out of Texas, and they've checked out 128 flooring samples and have seen a close rate of 70% on the deals that they used Roomvo Pro to support, which is fantastic. I don't know how that compares with what your close rate is, but it's really, really healthy. We love to see that. There's also, they saw with using this tool, they saw the amount of products that were visualized actually double. And we know that product visualization builds a lot of confidence. It helps close sales. So seeing a doubling in that number is really, really fantastic. I'm excited about those numbers, but I'm really excited about all of you getting in to utilize Roomvo Pro as your sales sidekick to make sure that your team has an opportunity to capture every lead, manage samples, boost product visualization, and most importantly, close more sales. You can get started today. Melissa's already shared the link in the chat. It's also up here on this screen, hello.roomvo.com/pro. You can activate Pro and get this running in your showroom right away. We're also going to be following up with an email to everybody with the recording so they can share it with their sales team. We're also going to follow up with that link so that you can go in there and start the process of getting Pro activated for yourself. As we promised, about 20 minutes of content. Melissa, I think we're like almost to the second there. So I feel good about being honest. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I think we've got a bunch of questions here. Melissa, could you help Jeff and I with some of these questions to make sure we get them answered?
Absolutely. I've been keeping a close eye on them. Lots of good ones. So to start, Dakota's wondering if we can take credit card tokens in the CRM directly.
So payment options is something that we're looking into just because it's sensitive information. And then we're also looking to get feedback like this in terms of demand, how frequently people need to use this. So it's something that is definitely on the radar, but we have not put that into development just yet. But we're definitely keeping a close eye on it.
Awesome. Josh is wondering, is there a regional availability setting to determine product availability?
Regional availability. Yes, in a sense, we can kind of put some ways around it. We'll definitely need to be in touch and see what specific region that you're talking about. Sometimes we have different locales available for the products, so we can do this as a setup. But if looking to set up, let's say, for example, you have multiple different showrooms, you want different showrooms have different products available, we'll have to look into getting that set up with you in different ways. So it's doable, but it's not a authentic traditional way as of right now.
Blake was wondering if we can, if they'll be able to share this recording with their sales staff. Absolutely, yes. We're gonna share the video out with you after this is over, and 100% send this to your sales reps. They'll probably thank you for it. Awesome. TJ's wondering, is there a way to be able to set up the entire company with admins and users so that as people come and go, there can be like a seamless continuation of oversight in Pro?
Yes, completely. So within Pro, we have the manager level settings and then also the sales team settings. So obviously different users type will get different access. But as a manager, you can freely go in and set up your entire team within Pro and give them different level of access. And then as they come and go, you can control all the access from there. So yes.
JP is wondering, how does this integrate with Q Floors?
So with Q-Floors integration right now, obviously we have been doing the integration with Q-Floors from before, where leads will come in and then we're able to pass those into Q-Floors on the lead section. Obviously, with the news, that we have merged together, so there will be more and more different levels of migration coming in. So it could be to the ERP level or having information passing it back from Q-Floors to Roomvo. So all of these things are in the background in the works right now.
And Jeff, what I think we need to do is make sure that we have a session for folks who already use Q-Floors or who are considering Q-Floors, folks who are Roomvo customers. We'll have a session where we take you through this and dive into detail there, because I know there's been a few Q-Floors questions. So we're going to take that away as a to-do to make sure that we get a session on the books. We'll follow up with this group to make sure that they have an opportunity to join, so you can actually see what that looks like. And then we can talk about the roadmap as well, about future integrations between the two.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Janelle has a really good question about data protection. So how is Roomvo using the data that they're entering through the CRM?
So in terms of data that lead information that we collect, like the personal data, so all of these that we are capturing are stored encrypted, and also I believe is on Amazon Web Service. So they also have their own whole set of level of certificates in terms of security, compliance, and all this stuff. And then in terms of data usage, we don't use any of the personal data to do marketing. So let's say Chad leave his email as a lead on your web form. We're not going to directly email Chad about things. So all the lead data that you capture are yours, and it's up to you to do your marketing and do stuff through them. But we don't make use of we don't reach out and we don't use personal data for that purpose.
Great. Celine is wondering, would this be able to feed into another CRM? So for context, they're using Builder Trend. Can the information that's in Roomvo Pro feed into another CRM?
Yes. So we have different types of setup for integrations. Some of them we work with more closely if it's as a more well-known brand of CRM. We already have some dealers are doing integration to their CRM, while others we might have to take a little bit more time to do setup. But in general, yes, we do integrate with other CRMs.
Someone caught that in the UI at the bottom of the screen. It showed more, and they're wondering what is there, what's more. And also, if someone makes a purchase, do they then move from a lead to something else, like a customer?
So yeah, great catch. So on the more side, actually, let me just very quickly to share my screen again. So it is a bit more visualized for us. Let me just move this a bit and then show the chat here. So on here, yes, great catch. There's a more button on the side. Basically, this is the entire menu option. So if, let's say, for example, you're on the product screen, you don't have to go back to home to go to other places. Obviously, we have the nav bar at the bottom, but on the more, you have other stuff such as My Rep, the Inspire, the AI chat, which are things that are coming soon. And then if you are the manager of the dealer account, then you also have the View as Vendor Manager option, which will take you back to the desktop version of the dashboard. So you have a little bit more features that you can use. So this is more suitable when you're working through things on your laptop, on your desktop, just more comfortable view compared to the others, which is more mobile focused. And then I think there was a second part of the question. Sorry, I forgot about it. I have goldfish memory.
That's okay. It was once a lead makes a purchase, is there another stage that they can move to?
So all the sort of customer information that we have are stored on the leads page. There will always be a lead, and the way that you sort of move things forward is by using the stage drop down here. So on the screen, actually, let me just reshare again. Um, there is a bunch of colorful different tags here, and so once the lead is closed, you can mark him as one. And as you work through the lead, you have different stages: follow up, consultation, measured, quoted, and all those things. So you're always able to sort of update the stages. And obviously, as the next step of the iterations, like, hey, what if Dan finished a project with me 2 years ago? Now he's coming back. Like, what do I do in this stage? Like, this is something that we'll actively work on and also work with you guys to make sure that this is more sort of easily understandable and manageable on the UI as well.
Awesome. Allison is maybe wondering how products are entered into the catalog in the first place, and are samples specific to what is in the showroom?
Yes, so great question. So products are entered into the catalog sort of up to both of us working together. So obviously, once you get the Roomvo account, you can select what suppliers that you carry, and then you can select from those. And then once you pick out the brands or the collection, those will get automatically populated onto your catalog. Obviously, you can reach out to us, and we can help you do some little fine tuning on the setup. But that's in general how we get product data to the catalog for your site. In terms of samples that are available there, we're also working with manufacturers to work out those data. So there are currently two ways that we present this data. First of all, if let's say you already finished set up your catalog, all of those products are available as a sample for you to check out. So that's number one key. And the second part of it, as we're working with manufacturers, we'll also work with their sales team. So your rep from different manufacturers will also work with us to configure the exact displays and samples that you have in the showroom, and will be more accurately shown from their point of view, knowing, okay, this sample is more active. They might proactively start reaching out to you on saying, hey, do you need an extra one of this piece of sample because it's getting super popular at your place? And so we'll work both side of the data to make sure that you always have the samples that you need available on the app.
Awesome. This has already kind of been touched on, but I think it's important to touch on it again. Does this, meaning the Roomvo Pro CRM, does it work on a desktop computer?
Yes, for sure. So what I'm doing here is doing it on the website, so roomvo.com/pro/next. So you can do this on your laptop, you can do this on your iPad, going from your browser. As I mentioned earlier in the session, this is also available on the App Store. So it's up to you, whatever you prefer or feel more comfortable with working on. But um, all the data is synced across different platforms. So you don't have to worry about, hey, I input something on my phone. Is it going to show up on the laptop? Yes, it will show up. Everything is synced to the cloud. So regardless of what machine or device that you use, it will be there and is available for a majority of devices.
And important to call out that it's a free app as well for all of your
Yes.
reps to be able to use. Awesome. Um, does it automatically connect with Microsoft To Do or Apple Reminders?
Not yet, not yet. So this is something integration wise is something that we're working on. So external sort of task management or calendar is something very high up on the next to-do list for us in terms of CRM. So for those that are looking into doing calendar integrations, doing task management integrations, doing some sort of task assignment on the calendar or even appointments. So these are things that we're looking into hearing from you guys actually, because we want to pick the platform that is most used by all of you. So yes, this is coming. Let us know which platform is the most preferred one for you guys, and then we'll go in and prioritize those and work this out.
I'm seeing Google Calendar in the chat. I've heard that one a couple times.
Yes, it's coming.
Here's another good question. Will there be template emails that we can customize for samples going out, reminders, things like that?
Not yet. So right now we have the template set out. It's a bit generic. We have an image, we have your logo here, and a summary message of the order. But yes, customization is definitely something that we've heard from dealers to bring up, but we just have not got a chance to prioritize that yet.
This is kind of calling back to the integrations question, but will the CRM allow API integrations for third-party sources?
Yes and no. So integration pieces specifically for API is something that we'll have to sort of work closely with you on, depending on the platform and what kind of integration that we need. In general, we're able to pass information back and forth, but depending on the platform and the kind of setup that we need, we'll need to hop on a call to figure things out.
How about something like RFMS?
Same thing, yeah. Depending on the
Yeah.
platform, we'll have to work something out.
Awesome. Someone said I can log in, but can't see the samples, check out the visualizer, etc. They're wondering if there's another website for them.
Maybe we'll reach back out on email and then we'll iron things out with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Are there automated actions that can trigger salespeople to be able to follow up in a certain number of days?
Automated actions, no, not yet. But on the task level, you can set a due date for the task as a reminder to start with. Definitely, the next step for us will be looking into allowing you guys to custom build automations, because some of you might want to follow up in 3 days, while some of you want to follow up in 2 days. Definitely, I think this is very down to a specific level on how you want to operate. So this is something that we're looking into down the line.
Question from Elise. She's wondering, as feedback comes in from folks using the CRM, how often will updates be made to the CRM?
Very good question. So we have definitely a lot of feedback and things on the roadmap, and depending on how frequent certain things got brought up, this will bump things up in terms of priority. So that's why we're very eager to get the feedback from you, because the more we hear from you guys about certain things, the more likely that thing will get done earlier. But in general, we'll be continuously making improvements to the platform, adding features that you guys need, and making that available as we hear that from you guys.
Great. Are we able to create customized reporting modules? So for example, close rate by salesperson or top lead sources, things like that.
Yeah, so this is also coming on the roadmap. So as we just started build out this lead assignee concept and its stages, we need a bit of time to collect the data and put out the reporting structure that we need. But this is something definitely on the radar.
Right. How about contact exporting? Are they able to like pull a list of all of the contacts that they have in the CRM?
Yes. We can export the leads data into a CRM CSV format, and then you can work out from the spreadsheet to pass it to other platforms.
Oh, here's a good one from Portia. We receive a lot of spam leads. How are we addressing ways to decrease the amount of spam coming into the CRM?
Yeah, so I think there are a few things that we're doing. On the lead capture side of things, I think we have been investigating into like doing the are you human type check on the form and then the capture stuff. And then at the back, we also sort of have a list of emails that we received as a spam list. So those will get filtered out. Um, on the CRM feature that we just launched, you can also mark a lead as spam, so it won't be on the page all the time to distract you from focusing on the real leads. But yeah, like as we get more feedback from the leads capturing front, we work with another team on the product side to work on getting cleaner and more qualified leads from the capture form.
Uh, any idea of whether we would ever add some kind of inventory database or function for stocking?
Yes, yes. This is inventory is something that we're exploring when we work out the sample management piece with the manufacturers. So it's something in the works. We don't have a definite timeline yet, but this is something that we're working on.
Awesome. For returning customers, people who are buying again and again and again, how would you manage that within the CRM? Would you create them as a new lead every time? Would you move them back stages? How would you kind of recommend to manage
Yeah,
that?
so right now, I would recommend you move it back to another stage to start over the process. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, like we want to work with you guys to come up with a more intuitive way of handling this. Definitely not by creating duplicate leads because that will be very, very confusing for everyone. So at this point, I would suggest moving them through the stages for new project. Maybe make good use of the notes section to say, hey, from this point forward, this lead is working on a new project from kitchen to bedroom this year, things like this. And so it'll make more sense that way.
Awesome. Noelle's asking, can I send non-automated emails through Roomvo?
Uh, no, not directly from Roomvo, but from the app itself, you can directly click on the lead's email, and it will open up your preferred emailing app, and then you can email them from there.
So yes, it will open Outlook if Outlook is
Yes, it is your
your
preferred
default.
or installed. Yeah.
Is activation required for this if we're already set up on Roomvo Pro?
No, it is right there on the leads page, and then you can get started right from there.
Hey, Jeff, I'm just wondering if you could open up Roomvo Pro again, if you could screen share and just maybe show people what, let's just make sure that they're seeing the same thing you're seeing so that they can easily navigate to the experience that we took them through.
Yes. So I'm sharing my screen, right? This is
Yes.
okay. So on here, simply click on leads. You should be able to see every single lead that you have on the platform. Each lead is represented by a card, obviously by the name, the last updated date, the source, and the stages right here. So if you're already set up, head over to the leads page, and you should be able to see the cards. If by any chance you're set up, you know for sure you're capturing leads with us, but you're not seeing anything, please reach out. We'll figure things out with you to make sure it is working properly. So, but there's no special activation required. You don't need to specifically reach out for us to, hey, I need this now. Once you're able to log in, head to the leads page and you're ready to go.
And in-store samples should just be on that left-hand side there where you can see sample checkout there as well.
Yeah, so in-store sample is something that requires a little bit of setup from our end. So most of you should have it turned on enabled already. If it is not something available, again, please reach out to us and then we'll sort this out. It is a very quick setup with us. It should take less than 10-15 minutes.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. So I'm seeing a question here. Will this always be free, or is it just free because it's in beta? This will always be free. This is a functionality that is there for you. If you're a Roomvo user, you're always going to have access to the CRM. So that's why we're so excited about it. Awesome. How about if a color gets discontinued of a product, does that have to be removed manually, or will it remove automatically?
Oh, so that's a great question. It kind of depending on your setup with the catalog. In short, we'll always try to make sure that the catalog and the product data is up to date. So sometimes we get this updates from manufacturers, and obviously we'll work on updating the catalog from the manufacturer perspective. And then if you select it from there, you get the latest update. If this is something more locally down to your store level or your specific dealer level, we need to discontinue or remove some products, then you have to reach out to us to get that going. But in short, yes, we can always help you to take care of the catalog up to date.
How are we doing for time? Still got a few more minutes?
Yeah, let's keep going to the top of the hour. Let's see if we can get through as many of these as possible.
Yeah, there's still a bunch. There's questions about the QR code. Jeff, you mentioned a little bit about QR codes before with the samples. They're wondering, how do those QR codes get created and kind of come into play here?
I can do a very, very quick speed run here. Just make sure that everyone is able to. Now, QR code is completely free as well. It is something that we offer. So once you set up with Roomvo, you can generate a QR code. So right when you log in, you see this massive QR code button right here. Click onto it. It will ask you the kind of format you want to generate those QR code. And so it will give you the option to say, hey, do you want the SKU on the sticker? Do you want the brand on the sticker? Do you want your company logo on the QR code, et cetera, et cetera? And so once you have done this setup, and internet is obviously being the most helpful during a demo, there you go. So yeah, here you have the options to add your logo, add your brand name, you do all the different customization. So once you have the shape and information that is to your likings, then you can continue to set up. And in this stage, we'll give you a random product here just to make sure that things look correctly. Once you've tested this out, you can say it works, and then we'll give you your catalog for you to pick and choose what products you need the QR code for. So I checked out a few. I can get the stickers. Once it is generated on the back end, you'll get an email from us with the PDF of all the stickers, all the products with their stickers available on there. And then you can take this online to a printing surface that we have included in the email, or at the same time, you can do it very, very, traditional way, just like print this out on your printer and stick it on the samples you need. So all it does is generate a file that provides you a way to stick it on the sample. So it's very quick. Just as long as you pick out the samples you need, get the stickers, and it will be available there.
Next question. Will there be any specific training and enablement material for sales reps about how to use the CRM? Maybe that's a better question for you, Chad.
Yeah, for sure. We've already got a fantastic kind of website that includes a ton of information, little videos, great walkthroughs. Jeff is also putting together like a really intuitive training kind of modules that folks can go through so they can learn all of this stuff. All of that is going to be available to your sales reps. So we're constantly going to be improving that and updating it as we add new features. Jeff's talked extensively about all the new things that are going to be coming down the pipe. So we'll just keep updating that training. We want to make sure that all of your sales reps feel super confident. Our team is, as we set folks up, we can also do training with your team as well. And we've done a number of those over the last few months as we've been rolling out Pro, so you can get that hands-on training as well, and folks can ask the kinds of questions that we're asking today. We just want your whole team to feel confident.
Is there a plan to add SMS texting
Yes,
to
it's
the
also in the
CRM?
plan. For sure. So SMS texting, whether it's for automated notifications or is it like task reminders, so SMS is definitely on the roadmap.
Great. Okay, let's see. There's a few ones that are kind of duplicates here. You talked a little bit about the roadmap. Would you be able to expand a little bit on that in terms of the kind of vision for the overall business workflow within Pro?
Yeah, so overall, at least within the current stage for Pro, what we really want to be is become the sidekick, the day-to-day tool for you in the showroom. It's not another separate thing that you need to wheel yourself into your existing workflow. And that's why we want to stress like the feedback that we collect from you guys is very important. So as you've seen from the demo, we start from the customer journey, walking into the showroom or giving you the information to check out samples, to then closing the lead. And so we're trying to be helpful at every steps, right? To keep track of the samples, to be able to remind yourself to follow up, to write notes and all these different things. And that's the earlier stage of the customer journey. And then with the merge with Q floors and platforms growing, then we'll look into maybe connecting with more ERP system, being able to have you generate quotes and actually order and maintain like your shipments and manage your installers going into the places, do the installation like from start to finish. We want to be helpful at every step of the journey. So that's kind of the big vision of us, building Roomvo Pro as a tool for you guys. So I know it's a bit broad in terms of what I just mentioned here, but that's the entire vision. Like we want to be helpful. We want to be the day-to-day piece that you guys use in the showroom, and that's every features that we're launching is a small step towards that grand vision.
Amazing. Question about the lead management side of things. Can leads be viewed in like a Kanban style kind of chart?
Not exactly in a Kanban style. I know like having the cards in different columns kind of mimic that way. We have the filters available. So if you want to see, hey, where's all my leads in a consultation stage, you can use the filter to get to that. I want to see all my leads in the measurement stage. You can also use the filter to get to that. Kanban board is something that we hear feedback here and there from, but not exactly a very high demand thing. But if you feel like that this is a must have for you, please do definitely let us know, and then we'll look into ways to get the Kanban board maybe up in the priority or work something out that it makes more sense for you.
Thank you. Oh, this is a good one. Is there a way to view the visualizer through the mobile app?
Yes. So every part of Roomvo Pro is available on the mobile app and on the website. So again, if you open up the app or the mobile view, as I shown on the screen share previously, the visualizer is directly from there. It's the first button, and it will open up the same visualizer that you have put on your website. And then, from there, you can pick and choose all the products you have added to the catalog, and start visualizing from there.
Awesome. How about can you access the CRM from the in-store kiosk, Roomvo kiosk?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't think we're supporting that at the moment. So no, not directly from the kiosk.
They're hitting us with the tough ones today. Okay. Right. Uh, okay, some questions from Q Floor users here. I don't have Roomvo, but I do have Q Floors. Because of the merger, do we automatically have access to Roomvo now?
Uh, no, I don't think so. Not automatically get access, but we can definitely get you set up on Roomvo.
Well, and just to add to that, we have a bunch of free products. So obviously, the Roomvo Assistant for your website is something that you can sign up for and get started with. It's a line of code that you add to your website that adds visualization to your website. So that's free. Obviously, everything that we showed you today is free as well. It's not automatic. We haven't forced all the Q Floors customers to get into that experience. So we're waiting a little bit on you to initiate, but we would be so excited to have you use our technology as well.
Thank you, Chad. I'm just trying to see if there's anything we haven't touched on yet. Does Roomvo automatically tell you when a product has been discontinued?
No, we don't. I don't think we automatically send out notifications on updates, but our deal team will reach out if there are changes, or manufacturer will reach out. Um, I'm not super close to the process, so don't quote me on this. But if you have questions about the catalog or how to keep things up to date, please reach out to us, and we'll definitely work out a process with you guys.
Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. How about if anybody has questions or wants to follow up with some feedback, where should they reach out to?
I think chat on the deck or on the earlier we have an email address available if I remember correctly. If not, we'll definitely send this out alongside with the recording so you can reach out to us. For those of you who are already Roomvo customers, you know who to reach out to, maybe your account rep or the general email that you have been using. So feel free to reach out to us in any of those channels.
Yeah, we will make sure to include contact information in the email so that any questions that we didn't get to, I know there was a ton of questions both in the Q&A and in the chat that we weren't able to get to today. So we will make sure that we're able to get back to you folks, make sure every question has been answered. So the follow-up email will include this recording today. It will include a link so that you can get this all activated for yourself, including more information on getting sample management set up. And then it will also include contact information so that you can reach out to us with further questions. We so appreciate your time, everybody. Almost 100 of you stuck around through the whole Q&A, which is amazing. We appreciate your time. There's nothing more valuable than your time, and we appreciate that so much. I hope this has been really helpful. Jeff, thank you for taking us through all of that. I feel like we're just scratching the surface, but the amount of engagement here, the questions that everybody was asking, it makes me feel that just so excited about the future. So thank you, everybody, for your time. We so appreciate it, and we're going to have more of these going forward as well.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Have
everybody.
a great rest of the day.